you could argue the Niners have the deepest running back group in the NFL, the best running back room in the NFL.
Yeah.
They don't really rotate their backs, which is strange, but they could.
Yeah.
And if they did, watch out.
All right.
Who do you think? Do you think they keep 4 running backs, 5 running backs? Do they trade one of these guys? How do you see this one playing out?
I don't know, man. I think TDP might be in trouble. His name slips me. The rookie. It's a hard name.
I think TDP's in Kalen Laburn. I think TDP's in big trouble.
Laburn. Yeah, that's the guy that I think could come and snatch TDP's spot like Mason snatched Sermon's spot, basically.
I agree.
Yeah, I can see the same thing happening.
There's a thing with TDP I think people may forget, but remember, remind me the running back coach's name again. Bobby Turner. Bobby Turner took like a year off, right?
Yeah.
He was not with the team when they drafted TDP. That was Anthony Lynn's pick. Okay? So Bobby Turner comes back to the team midseason, and they don't use TDP. But now Bobby Turner's back, and he's very involved in the drafting of running backs, and he was not involved in the drafting of TDP. I don't know what he thinks of TDP, but I could see the Niners being like, you know what, Anthony Lynn, we gave you a chance, but Bobby Turner's back, and we're just going to go with the Bobby Turner running back. So, I mean, I don't know. If they weren't loyal to Trey Sermon, like TDP, he's got a real uphill climb because he's already behind McCaffrey, Mitchell, and Mason. Like, he's 4th on the depth chart right now, and this Laburn guy, like, he looks legit. He runs a 4.4.
And that's the kind of back they're missing too, right? Like, there's nothing TDP can do that they don't already have in CMC, Mitchell, or Mason, right?
Correct.
But a Laburn, a 4.4 burner like that, that's something different that they don't have yet. And the thing about running backs, it's not like quarterback or whatever. You either got it or you don't in most cases when it comes to running back. You know, they have short careers. Usually they're young and then they retire early. So when you come to the league and you're a running back, you usually either have it or you don't. And if TDP is not flashing yet, the chances of him coming out flashing this year are going to be slim compared to a guy like Laburn. So I see him keeping 4, and I think it's Laburn. I don't think it's TDP.
I think it's people don't realize just how bad Ty Davis Price was last year. Like, this is a team where Elijah Mitchell averaged 6.2 yards per carry. Jordan Mason averaged 6 yards a carry. Debo Samuel averaged 5.5 yards per carry. Jeff Wilson averaged 5.1 yards per carry. McCaffrey averaged 4.7. Lance averaged 4.2. And Kyle Juszczyk averaged 3.7. This dude, Ty Davis Price, averaged 2.9. 2.9 on 34 attempts. Like, how? How could you be that bad when everyone else was that good? And there's so many threats, and everyone is thinking about Debo and everyone else, but you get the ball and can't even get 3 yards. Like, no. Trey Sermon averaged like 4 yards a carry on this team. Like, no, it's bad. It's not going to happen for Ty Davis Price.
Yeah, I don't see TDP being on this team. I don't. No. I think Laburn's going to make it over him. He offers them something that they don't have, and he's fast, man. They need that.
Yeah, and I mean, look, maybe the Niners get cute and feel like Laburn is their secret, and no one will poach him, and they can put him on their practice squad. Fine, but if you want to have your best 53-man roster, Laburn's going to be better than Ty Davis Price. I'm projecting here, but it's going to be an interesting competition. Like, maybe TDP is better, but dude, you got a hell of a competition on your hands, man. Just to be the 4th running back on this team. What if they only keep 3?
What about
they might just keep 3?
What about that Jake kid, the Jack? What's his name? Starts
Jack Coletto.
What do you think?
That feels like another practice squad guy who could become like a fullback down the line. Because I saw him in rookie minicamp. He doesn't look like a pro right now. No offense. He just looks like a practice squad guy right now who could use a little time in the Niners. Wait,
how many years do you think Juszczyk has in him? He's kind of old for a fullback. Like,
I already feel like he's a good player, but they don't use him that much and they pay him a lot. And I kind of feel like, I don't know. They could kind of move on at any time. Maybe this could be his last year to year. Because think about it. Like, if you have a 5th option on the field, couldn't you get a more dangerous one than Juszczyk? It's like, you don't do that much with him. Even when he catches the ball, it's not.
And what is he, like $5 million a year, right?
Something like that.
That's a lot. That's a lot for a fullback. You could have one for $800,000. You know.
Yeah, he's not the running back. He's not the blocker he was when he was 29. Like, he's a good player. I just don't see how they justify paying him all that for the way they use him. I don't know.
They don't use him enough. Yeah.
Sean O'Leary says, I say trade Mitchell. Too injury prone, cash out while cost controlled and young. and still seen as having upside. The thing about that is like, what's he worth? He's a running back. Every team likes their running backs. Every team feels they have a strong running back room. Everyone knows that Elijah Mitchell gets hurt. So is he worth a little bit more than Jeff Wilson was? A 4th-round pick instead of a 3rd? A day 3 pick?
I'm a little nervous about that just based on CMC's history and his usage. If you lose CMC, and then as much as I like Jordan Mason, he's kind of just like a power back, right? You kind of want Elijah Mitchell as more of a combo speed power back. I
could
think
throw it. He's a bit of a receiver.
Yeah, you want to keep Elijah Mitchell, I think, because if something happens to CMC, just Jordan Mason, you just have a power back at that point, and I don't think that's enough.
Yeah. I actually think Elijah Mitchell is extremely talented. He just needs, I don't know, I think he needs to put on a little bit of muscle because he runs so hard. Kyle he runs like he's 225 pounds. Yeah, but he's built like he's 205 tops. Like he's not, he might have less muscle. He probably has less muscle than McCaffrey, I'd have to say. Yeah, honestly, he's about McCaffrey's size with a little bit less muscle definition, and that's, I think, explains his career. So you look at Laban. You saw the pictures I put of Laban on my channel, like the thumbnails. He already has bigger legs and a more defined upper body than Mitchell right now. So look, if you could just take a little bit of a workload off of Mitchell, maybe but I don't know, just the way he runs, he's just like one run away from knocking himself out.
And knock on wood, CMC was pretty, reliable last year. Obviously, didn't miss a game, but CMC and Mitchell both of them have a history for injury, so I don't think you want to rely on one and not, count out the other. I think you need them both.
If I were the Niners, I would roll with. I mean, with that, I guess you could argue if you think you can get Laban on the practice squad, you should put him there and keep as many as you can. But if you don't, I think their best 4 are going to be McCaffrey, Mitchell, Mason, Laban. Those are 4 good.
Yeah, I mean,
running fullback.
I think it's realistic that Laban is good enough to where they want him on the team, maybe. So at that speed,
Yeah.
Can he play special teams though? That's the question. Did he play special teams in college?
I don't know. Yeah. Mason does.
Yeah.
Rod Simmons says, Grant, you have said the NFL refs won't allow physical defense to exist in this era. Physicality kept us penalized with Cohn and Ryan's. We'll fix this. Well, I was thinking about this too. This is another thing I think Saleh and D'Amico would say. It's like, oh, you want to play press man coverage, huh? Good luck with that in the Super Bowl. Let's see how many PI calls you get in the 4th quarter. Yeah. Let's see how many PI, because that happened to Bradbury, right? He was trying to play man coverage. Would he have his hand like, was he grazed the guy's thigh?
Yeah.
Would he graze his thigh? Can't do that.
Yeah.
Can't do that. So good luck playing man coverage. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't playing defense in the NFL.
I mean, do we really have corners that are that elite to where you can play man coverage against the best receivers in the NFL and in the Super Bowl? I don't know if we do. So you have to balance it.
Wow. Shots fired at Isaiah Oliver. Wow. The other thing, though, I think what the Niners have acknowledged, to Rod's point, is that you can't really have safeties. You can. It's better to have safeties like Hufanga and Brown, who are ball hawks, than safeties like Tartan Ward, who are athletes, run defenders, physical tone setters, versatile. Like, their skill set's great, but it's a passing league, and you need turnovers more than tackles.
Yeah.
Like you'll take a functional tackler over like Jimmy Ward's a great tackler. Like, yeah, I need interceptions from the safety spot. I need him. Yeah. And you weren't getting them from that duo.
Yeah.
Josh Wyatt says, count the number of draft picks we have devoted to running back with CMC and trade ups. Are we 8 picks better than we would be if we had stuck with the late round guys? No.
Well, it's hard with CMC. He's more than a running back. So that one is different.
But still, the totality of all the picks dedicated to the position, when you've had this track record of success with the undrafted, like you literally could have spent 0 picks on this position and had, a top 5 room in the league, but Kyle can't help himself. So hopefully that the number 1 running back room in the league carries him.
And I don't know if you saw, but who's the XFL guy? He just kicked 8 field goals, like 3 over 50 yards. He went 8 for 8, won the game in the XFL recently. I forget his last name, but like you could have got him.
That's why you don't spend 3rd round picks on kickers. Just get a guy like that.
Yeah.
He's a pro.
And not, I mean, maybe Moody works out, but I feel like this guy is pretty damn good based on what he did this weekend. So you could have got him.
It'd be interesting to see. Gambin Brown says, I say trade Lance, Purdy, Sam, too injury prone, cash out while cost controlled, young, and still have seen as having upside. Niner grandpa is paying for grades, upgrade his sweater wardrobe. Hate the opinion, not the person. Yeah, I think the Niners should try a new brand of football where no one's a quarterback, but everyone's a quarterback. There's no pure. Why would you have a quarterback on the team when they can't play running back? Right. You have to be a running back.
Yeah.
First.
Yeah. Let's see him play quarterback. Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you very much.